Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Episode 37. We're getting up there to 40. Episode 37. I was just talking to Jay, my producer, about how that channeling, the last episode, really took it out of me. That's some real stuff, man. That is when you're doing that, that's why I understand when channelers, it's I had to go eat something because I just felt drained from it. So that's pretty intense stuff. I'm going to do it again this episode, but if it does that to me again, I might have to save channeling for a separate show or a separate thing because we record 2 episodes each time I'm here. So it's, I got to keep my energy up because it's a lot. Anyway. So, thank you for being along that journey with me because that is something new that I'm trying to get into or experience. So thanks for being on board with it because people had reached out and said that they liked that segment. All right. So today's shiny crystal is, I think I'm going to change my shiny crystal. Today, my shiny crystal is straight men. Straight men I think they don't get enough. I know. Please don't come for me. I know that, listen, I love straight guys. I think they're adorable. I think that they get a bad rap. Trust me, I do agree. I understand that their aggressiveness in life and their power in life has been a lot. But I just feel I want to give them a shout out because I think they're adorable. I think that I want to focus on the good things about them, that they actually are very sensitive. Straight men are actually very sensitive. I don't think people realize that. I think that, I'm sure many of you do realize that, but they're so sensitive. And I think that's maybe where they go wrong. Not that they're sensitive, but they don't know how to deal with their sensitivity. Because I'm always seeing especially when I'm on TikTok or just as a gay male, having girlfriends all the time and them talking to me about their boyfriends or just observing straight people, straight couples. Straight men are always wanting to do things for you guys. I know that they do it because it makes them feel valuable and it makes them feel like big, strong men, but it's in their nature to want to provide or to want to build you. If I ever had a guy who want to build me a house, what? That's huge. Them always doing the handiwork around the house or them doing this and that. It's just so fucking cute. I would die if a man wanted to build me a house or buy me a diamond ring to marry me. What? Girl. These boys, they do a lot. And they've been under the hammer for the past 8 years. Yes, love accountability, love it all. But they have been under the hammer. They have had their feet to the fire. So I just think it's time to give them a little shout out, give them a little love. They're fucking adorable. And they want to do things for people and they always want to help and be big and strong and save you. Save me. I love that. I think it's cute. I just think that they're adorable and I think they deserve a little love. And I think they're sexy and they're just so I love their simplicity because they have simple minds. They're simplistic. Not when I say simple minds, I don't mean they're stupid or there's nothing going on up there. Straight men are actually very deep thinkers. And nowadays, I think straight men are opening their minds more. I think that they've been given a space and a platform, not a platform, but a safe space to be able to be more vulnerable or to be more open to things that they would not have been able to be open in the past. Listen, I'm a child of the 80s and a teenager of the 90s. So trust me, I know straight men are tough and rough, but I just don't see them. Their truth is not that. I've always seen them for who they are inside. And they're so playful. And here's the thing too, as a gay male, I have always hung out with the girls growing up, but I also hung out with the boys. I always had my guy friends, I had my girlfriends. So I'm able to see both sides. I'm able, I've infiltrated the boy group. You know what I mean? In a sense, I always would say, I used to have a bit when I was a comic. I used to have a joke about how, I felt like a girl inside. So when I'd be hanging out with my guy friends, I just would be oh my God, you're so mean. But they're not mean. They're just, that's how they are with each other too. It's just the way they talk. They're blunt. They're straightforward. They're not, they get over things very quickly. They love joking around and laughing all the time. It's just, that's how they are. But then when I hang out with the girls, we're imaginative and fun. And there's a different positivity about the girls. And we can get deep and we can get mystical and we can they're way more open-minded. I think females are way more open-minded. But straight men, they're evolving, just like all of us, we're all evolving. So I wanted to give a shout out to them. I think that they could use a little break and they could use a little love, and they're adorable. So girls, you got yourself a straight man. Enjoy him, utilize him, because, in my life as a gay guy, I'm not going to have one of those. Maybe in my next life it'll happen, but when I'm a Scorpio girl, please, when I come back as a Scorpio girl, you boys better run. You better watch your ass, because I'm going to be whipping them into shape. When I come back as a Scorpio girl, I'm going to have my nails done and my boys in line. Utilizing them, just letting them mow the lawn and do all their cute straight boy stuff that they love to do with their little cars, and it's just cute. So enjoy them, because they're not as rotten as they've gotten this air to be. So anyway, on to our next segment: reincarnate or reincarnate. I'm having fun with this one, with this segment. Reincarnate or reincarnate. Tonight I'm going to talk about being a bird or an insect, specifically bee, ants, or slugs. Not sure if slugs are insects. We'll ask the internet about that. Let's see. Are slugs? Yes, I'm sure they are. I think they are. See? No, a slug is not an insect. A slug is a soft-bodied mollusk related to snails, clams, and octopuses. Ew. While they are often considered garden pests, yes, I had one slug in my garden last year, and that was the last motherfucking slug that I had, because I went and got myself some, I think it's called like Diamectris earth. It's like some powder. It's like a natural powder. Put that shit around there. Like, do not come from my garden, honeys. But they are not insects. That's hilarious. Okay, well then I guess we're going to have to take slugs. So it's going to be bees and ants. Oh, the birds and the bees. Interesting. So that's funny. We'll do it as that. Let's forget, birds and bees. I'm going to do bird and bees. Love that. Okay. So would I want to be a bird? I mean, hello, you get to fly around. You get to soar through the skies. I mean, that's incredible. I love that they always are hanging out with a big group of birds, like they do they're not schools, that's a fish, but they do their little flocks. I love a flock. Oh, I would love to just be with my flock, flying around the world. Isn't it interesting? You got your birds that are like all in America, like they say, oh, the birds go down south. Like you got your birds going to Florida. Like it's hilarious, Yeah, I think I would love all of that stuff. Being a bird, it's just shitting on people's heads, like, that's funny. Yeah, the freedom of it, the flying through the sky. Oh, that's so amazing. Although I don't feel like, this is what I don't love about birds. I feel like they all look alike. Like it just feels like, I feel like all birds, it's like, you see one bird, you've seen them all. Like I just feel like they look alike. So I'm not loving that, I love my individuality. I don't really want to look like everybody else. So I don't know. I don't really love that aspect of being a bird. It's like, you look like that other pigeon that I saw, And then they got their little diseases that I don't really love. So they're a little dirty. Birds are a little bit dirty, and I don't love that. But I do love the flying around with your friends. That I live for that. That's pretty fun. So I guess I would say yes, I would reincarnate into a bird, but I don't want to eat worms. Ugh, that's true. They don't really, but I don't think that they have like a big appetite. They eat their worms. They got their little seeds. They're like vegans, birds. So I guess I would be a bird. Would I be a bee? Oh, bees. They're always working, and they have such a short lifespan. They like live to work. Unless you're the queen. I would have to be the queen bee. If I'm going to be the bee, I'm a queen bee. I'm hanging out in the hive, got all my little straight boys working for me. Yeah, because all those bees are straight boys. I'm sure there's maybe a little gay bee who's just like, hey, bitch, But most of those bees are worker bees. They are little straight boys trying to impress that queen. Yeah, I would have to be a queen bee. I can't, if I was going to be a bee, I can't come back as just one of the straight worker boys. I can't be that. No, I would have to be the queen bee, hanging out in the hive, just collecting my honey, eating my honey, got honey dripping off my fingers, just being all day and like, bitch, this honey, it feels old. You better work harder, boy. Yeah, the bees are, yeah, that sounds kind of fun. So yeah, I would be a bee if I got to choose the kind of bee I am. I don't want to be just some work. I'm not no jack. What is it? A jack? What is that? So there's the bumblebee and then there's what's the other one? The yellow jacket. I am not trying to be a yellow jacket. I want to be a big, fat, hairy bumblebee, queen bee in the hive being protected by all the boys. That's the kind of bee I would be. That sounds so fabulous, though. Yeah, so if I get to ever be a bee, I want to be the queen bee with all the hot little straight bees running around, just working for me, trying to get my honey. Yeah, so I would reincarnate. Yeah, a bird I would reincarnate into because that just sounds fun. A little sad sometimes because you're a little dirty and you're eating worms, and I don't know about your lifespan, but a bird could be fun. Although I have to say, though, we had a bird in a nest in the backyard last spring mostly, and they had their eggs up there. And she like abandoned the eggs. I felt terrible for so I don't know if something happened or what happened, but she abandoned. So it feels like the elements are a little rough possibly for birds. I don't know what the community is like in the bird world. So, but I would still do it just to be able to just soar through the sky. I would totally do that with your flock. And then I would definitely be a queen bee, not a yellow jacket, not a worker bee. I want to be a bumblebee, queen bee. Sounds fun. Although I don't know if I want to be in that little hive. A hive feels very congested. Feels like there's a lot going on. It feels like a hive feels like an orphanage. So I don't necessarily know if I love that. And then people are always scared of you. Oh yeah, no, I don't want to be a bee. I just thought of it. I mean, even the queen bee hanging in the house, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be scaring people and hurting kids. And then when you sting them, you die. Your stinger comes ripping out of your body just because you're doing something that's natural to you. Yeah, no, now that I think about it, and then some kids are allergic to bees and then they get stung because you're just being yourself, but then you killed the kid. No, I don't think I would be a bee. You're trapped in the hive. Nope. Bird reincarnate, bee reincarnate. Sorry. All right, let's go on to our Oh Wise One. Let's see. Oh Wise One. Today we have... Okay, well, she didn't give a alias name, so we'll just say J. Oh Wise One. I have a question. Are children responsible for healing a parent's karma? It's a deep one. Like, I asked because of things like the Epstein files. Those are parents of children. Parents of children. Okay, right. Oh, right. They were doing disgusting stuff. And how then do the children feel? Do they have to realize how wrong their parents are? What if they don't? Well, I mean, it feels a little like very deep in the sense that like I haven't read the Epstein files, or I don't really get into all that stuff because it's extremely dark, and anything that has to do with like child molestation and trafficking, it's just so sad and so dark. So why would I want to read that stuff? Because it's like not happy, right? Like it's terrible. So I don't know. Like, I don't know what the Epstein files involved, like an entail. But I would say, no, I don't think that children are responsible for parents' karma. I think that children are just children for 15, 20 years, and then they become adults. So then they're adults. So you're only a kid for like 20% of your life, you know? After 20, you're basically an adult. And I don't think you would have to, no, you definitely... There is generational trauma that gets passed. So if those parents were doing disgusting things in the Epstein files, that energy might be passed down to their own children. But I don't think that the universe is going to make the children pay the price of their parents' terrible, choices or desires. I don't think children have to, like I said many times, taking away from the Epstein files, because that's, again, another level of disgusting. Let's just, whenever I talk about like bad or stuff, like I'm talking about like calm and bad, like just not, you make a poor choice. Stuff like Epstein files and that kind of thing, that's like another level bad. So I don't even get into that because I don't relate to it, nor can I understand it, nor do I want to ever try to wrap my mind around it. So here's what I want to say to you guys on that. When you open up things like looking into the Epstein files or reading about that stuff or really diving into that darkness, you're opening up a world and you're letting it into your life. So I would be easy about what you're reading and what you're allowing your brain to consume. That's just a little, I would be careful with that. In general, not just Epstein files, like all the darkness that you see on the internet, or I would take a little pause before you dive into all that stuff, because it really starts to get into your brain, and you don't want to open those doors. That's real dark shit. So, and the internet tends to bring that all to us, like right there in your bed, like while you're on your phone. So just that side note. But no, I don't think that kids are responsible for parents' karma, but I do believe that generational trauma does pass down. And there are things that I have seen and noticed, that there are things that get kids, well, people, because like I said, we're only kids for 20 years. People do, how do I say it? Like sometimes do repeat things that parents do. So I guess in sticking to your theme in question, so people who might have done bad stuff with Epstein and in that world, will their kids have to pay the price? I don't think their kids will have to pay the price, but that energy, that disgustingness definitely will be passed down because it's generational trauma. And that's really dark stuff. So I would say if their parents are involved in that kind of dark stuff, there's probably dark energy in their home in general. I don't feel like that's like more than just cheating. You know, like if you're like cheating on your spouse, that's like morally, incorrect or morally wrong. But like child trafficking and Satan stuff and all that stuff, that's a different level of wrong. So there's got to be that kind of energy in the home, of course. But sometimes I think that kids are brought to parents to maybe free the parents of that negative, that dark energy. Like, why is there a darkness? Why is those parents doing it? What did their parents do? You know what I mean? So yes, things can be passed down, but I don't think that the kids or anyone for that matter would have to, pay the price of what their parents were doing. But yes, that energy does marinate, I would say. So that is why people tend to maybe disconnect from their family, or they don't get too involved with their family. I don't think kids have to deal with their parents' karma, but they will deal with their parents' energy and generational stuff. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully that helped you for a little bit. Okay. So our sponsor today, again, Christine Louise. We love her. We love Christine. We love her store. I was just there. Well, this will air weeks after, but again, I was there the other day. So good. You got to check her out. It's so pleasant. I can't express that enough. And she's just such a little doll. You'll feel so connected to her just by being there with her and just by talking to her. You'll feel super connected. Check her out. Mention Crusty Crystals. You get 25% off if you mention Crusty Crystals. All the information is in the bio. And that's it. So I'm going to do channeling now. We're going to get into channeling, but I want to clear the energy of that. That was like, I'm not opening any portals while we have like Epstein file energy in here. So I'm going to clear that a little bit. We thank you for your question. We love that, but that was a heavy one. So we're going to like clear some of this energy. Let's bring some. Okay. Let's get into our channeling segment. So, for you guys watching, I don't have a question specifically, but, last time I did the channeling, it kind of piggybacked off of what we were talking about earlier. So I'm just like going to get myself in a meditative state, and whatever the universe, whatever spirit wants us to hear right now, maybe something that one of you guys who are listening might need to hear this. So we're just going to get into that state. Love like a mother. Love like a mother. When you're in your life, when you're in your world, when you're walking through the streets, love like a mother. Love like a mother you think a mother should love. Love however your idea of being a mother is. Mother is Mother Earth. The earth loves us. The earth was given to us like a mother is given to us. There is no connection like a mother. Mother literally creates your vessel. So love like a person who would create a body for you to live in. Love like her. Love like her. Love how you think a mother would love. Even if the mother was not good. Even if the mother was rough. Even if the mother was harsh. Love like a mother that you would have wanted. Love like you think a mother would love. Love how you think a mother should love. Love like a mother. A mother loves you more than they love themselves. At least that's what I feel a mother should love like. My thought of a mother is selfless. My thought of a mother is pure compassion, pure love, pure comfort. That's what a mother should love like. That's what a mother is in my mind. So love like that. Love like a mother. Love your mother. Love her. If you walk through life loving like a mother you think a mother should love like, you will spread the most purest, beautiful, colorful love there is. Love like a mother, and you will love deeply. You will love correctly. You will love how love was intended. Like Mother Earth, that is the purest form of love. Like a mother. Whew. Oh my goodness, I'm dizzy again. I literally, dude, I get dizzy from that. I get like lightheaded from doing that. Oh, my goodness. Well, my final thought, I said this the last time too, it's hard to go into the final thought after doing that, but my final thought is, I don't have a final thought because I feel lightheaded right now, but I would say be easy on each other. Try to dial it down a bit. We all need more compassion towards each other, towards everyone. Calm down. That's what I would say. Calm down. Let's smile more. Let's laugh more. Let's take care of the people we encounter. Thank you guys. I love you all so much. I love being here with you. I love when you reach out to me. I love working with a lot of you. So, thank you. All right. Follow us on all the socials. Instagram, ThomasDale5, Crusty Crystals. I think it's Crusty Crystals Podcast on Instagram. And then TikTok is The Wanderers and Crusty Crystals Pod. And Facebook is ThomasDale5. Also check out Florid Media. If you're in Long Island, check out Jay. Florid Media is a great place. Very easy to work with and to come and work in. Love you guys. Bye.